What up, people of YouTube? How's it going? I decided I was going to make a video today about blow-off valves. I see it on a lot of forums and stuff. People are always asking kind of like my blow-off valve's fluttering, or I think I'm having compressor surge and stuff like that. And I just put in a new turbo, and I think my fuel pump is having a hard time keeping up, so I'm going to turn the boost down. And with that, I'm going to need to tune my forged blow-off valve with some a different spring. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what it sounds like. Maybe this will help some of you guys out. Maybe it won't, I don't know. But a lot of guys, I'll see them driving around and they'll have their car pin and their blow-off valves, you know, making a fluttering noise. It's, you know, instead of just a nice blow-off. So I'm going to make a video of that and hope this helps some of you guys out. Alright guys, so here's my car. It's a Merkur XR4 Ti. It's got a Ford turbo engine in it. Here's my forged blow-off valve. Got the vacuum line running back to the T, how you should have it. I've been doing some fuel testing, so that's what my regulator's for. But I'm going to show you guys what this sounds like. This is a spring that's too stiff, so I'm going to show you what the flutter sounds like real quick. Alright, so as you guys can see or hear on that video, the car is, you know, it's fluttering really bad. And basically that, not the flutter, but that chopping sound that you hear, that is your turbo trying to chop through pressurized air. That's called compressor surge. That's really bad for your turbo. So you want to make sure to get your turbo tuned right, your blow-off valve tuned right. And I'm going to swap out some springs. I actually ended up taking this spring and cutting it, making it a little bit shorter to fix this problem, and I'll show you what that sounds like. And then here's some just little shims that this stuff comes with. You can slide in there to like tune for a couple PSI if one of the springs that you have is too stiff or too soft and you like can't find that sweet spot. So I'll show you what the good one sounds like now with that chop spring in there. Alright, for those of you guys who've never taken a blow-off valve apart, this is a forged blow-off valve, by the way. It's a dual piston blow-off valve. You basically you take all these little, you know, little Allen keys out, and they go in there, just line up with the holes. Just be sure and keep pressure on the spring with your hand while you take it apart so it doesn't, you know, spring apart. Once you take this apart, this is kind of hard to do with two hands, but once you take this apart, there's the spring that you're going to be either removing or tuning. You know, with your spring kit or whatever you got going on. Also, another thing people forget, these obviously slide in a cylinder, so they need to be lubricated. So a lot of people don't lubricate these and they heat up and don't work right. So put a little bit of grease on your O-rings and stuff in there and make sure it's sliding right, or else it's just not going to work for you. Again, I'm only doing this temporarily until I can get a better fuel pump that'll keep up with my bigger turbo I put in. So, you know, this is just a temporary thing, so I chopped that spring, so I don't usually use that one anyway to make it work for the low PSI until I can get the fuel pump in there. But so I'll put this back together, put it in the car, and then you guys will see what a correctly tuned blow-off valve sounds like. Alright, so obviously the way this sounds, I'll start the car up for you. You see how that sounded like it's a solid like whoosh sound, not like a flutter or anything like that. That's how you want them to sound. So when it's tuned correctly, that's what you're shooting for. You won't have compressor surge. You won't be hurting your turbo at all. You won't be jamming that air into your engine once it stops needing that air or anything like that. So that's what you're going for, you know, basically is that whoosh sound. Obviously that flutter sound is a lot the turbo, but if you listen to earlier in the video when I was filming, the flutter sound is coming from the waste, or from the blow off valve, but the whoosh sound, like the hoofing sound that you can kind of hear in the background, that's compressor surge. That is your turbo trying to cut through that air. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions or anything, just leave me comments. I mean, I've had tons of people help me out with this stuff, so if you guys need help, or if there's any, you know, I don't know everything by any means, you know, but I might know something that can help somebody else out. So if you have a question, just leave me a comment, or if you like it, just hit the like button. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video.